talk a little bit about.
Boy, it was a crazy first week for the
Yeah.
South Coast Conference. Well, the defending SEC champs at Apponequet, they got knocked off
Right.
21-0 from Dighton Rehoboth,
Yep.
who I think they've had 2 or 3 wins the last 2 or 3 seasons. So that was a big loss.
Yep.
Then we had obviously Fairhaven
Mhm.
beating Wareham. That was a big night for the Blue Devil fans.
Yep.
And obviously, a lot of the hype was surrounded around Wareham entering the season.
Mhm.
I didn't go to that game, but Tim, you went to it. Tell me.
I was there, and
tell me what.
Yep.
I mean, definitely when Fairhaven came out, they came out ready to play, which I think Wareham was expecting that, but I don't think they were expecting Fairhaven to be that aggressive. I don't know if part of that is reputation that Wareham has, where they're expecting teams to kind of go in timid against them, and Fairhaven didn't do that at all. And I definitely credit their head coach for that. But Wareham didn't seem to play their game. And I don't know if that's because they were taken back by it, but it's not the team that we've seen building over the last year and 2 games.
Yep.
And what about what's it mean for Fairhaven? Do they look like a team that could? I mean, by all accounts, it's a down year where Apponequet's down, DR's back up, kind of. Old Rochester, we're not sure where they're at. So did you see a team that could win the league in Fairhaven? Or
talking with Wareham coach Dan Nault afterwards, he kind of broke down for me the way the league looks, and he said that it looks like it kind of could be anybody's game, that you could have a 3-way tie at the end of the season with each team having 3 losses.
Mhm.
That's entirely possible, and if that's the case, then Fairhaven is definitely a team that could be in the mix for that. They've got some good senior players on their team, great athletes. I was very impressed with Miles Sovic coming back from an injury in the game, and it wasn't that bad, but just the way he came back out and played, and I was very impressed with the quarterback, and his name's escaping me.
Mata?
Yeah, Mata Taylor. And just I was very impressed with obviously running the option. They've got 3 good weapons at their disposal at any good time, but just the way that they used them effectively in the beginning, and then when they saw that it was Mata's game to have, just letting him go with it. And Wareham is a very good defense. They're a team that should be able to stop something like that, and they just couldn't.
Yeah.
I saw that kind of an out of town game where it was Seekonk beat Bourne 15-14. So I mean, if Seekonk is a team that might be on the rise, I mean, Seekonk, Bourne plays Old Rochester this week, correct?
Yep.
So, Laurie, what's your pick on that game? Who are you picking to win that one?
I would have to say Old Rochester.
Okay.
I mean, I don't really know too much about Bourne, but I know Old Rochester did put up a lot of points last week. I mean, it was against Case, and Case is, traditionally, one of the lower teams in the.
But that
the
seems like that's
SEC.
going to be the big game of the week. I mean, we got Votek playing against Wareham, and Wareham should bounce back in that one.
Well, the Votek plays. Was it Fairhaven?
Correct. I'm sorry.
Fairhaven.
Forgive me.
Wareham's playing Middleborough.
But Fairhaven should be able to beat Voke. Obviously, the Voke is usually, they.
Yeah.
If Fairhaven just beat Wareham.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing you have to worry about too is a letdown.
Right.
These kids coming in, they're excited, they're confident.
Yep.
That if they come in too cocky, then I mean, Vogue, I think they put up 3 touchdowns in their first game.
Did they?
I think they did at least 2.
I don't mean to sell Vogue short. If you're out there from Vogue, I don't want your hate mail. I got mad love for you at Vogue.
Fairhaven was saying to a man after the game that obviously I couldn't get Scott to say it, but everybody else was saying nobody believes in us and we're gonna shock everybody, and their confidence is at a definite high. And I think even before beating Wareham, I think they already were coming in with a high level of confidence. So, I mean, the only thing I'm concerned about is with the way the schedules are kind of getting moved around, shifted around, and what people aren't realizing. With the Triple E.
Let me ask you guys. This is a serious question. Okay, how much money? Okay, I mean, what percentage of your money that you have? Okay, your property, whatever you own, would you? If you could wipe out mosquitoes from the earth, okay, you have the power, they say. Only you could wipe out mosquitoes from the earth, but you have to give something significant up. Would you give up all of your worldly belongings just to rid the world of mosquitoes?
Generally, mosquitoes, I don't care about them, but when you have a Triple E outbreak, West Nile, things like this, the disease that they can carry, that's when I get nervous. I'm not even going out in my backyard now without wearing.
I won't even leave my room in my house because my room is sealed up good.
I made sure I put bug spray all over me when I went to the Apponequet game on Saturday. So.
Thank God for John Hagloff, because I did not bring any with me.
He had some.
He had some deep woods.
That's a shout out to John Hagloff.
Thank you.
Thank you, John Hagloff.
You saved the back of my hands.
So anyway, it'll be interesting. I think we'll see a little bit more from these teams, and that Bourne Old Rochester game kind of could, the winner of that game kind of could become the favorite to win the whole thing. We'll see. I mean, for Haven too, it's going to be.
Well, one thing just to bring up about the EEE, I know we're moving the games for the safety of the kids and the fans, but going to the Apponequet game last Saturday, it was moved from Friday to Saturday. You almost felt like the team was a little down. I mean, because it was supposed to be their first Friday night home game. I mean, and the next day, I mean, granted they got outscored 21-0, but it really seemed like the crowd wasn't too into it. I know a lot of the athletic directors and coaches say that when you move the games from Saturday night or Friday night to Saturday, that you don't get the kids there. I mean, you get the parents, you get some of the kids, but you don't really get the crowds that you would normally get.
And it messes up practice schedule too, because usually a lot of these teams will practice later because there might be a situation where field sharing and different sports with the soccer and everything, that they've kind of now got to move their football practice around to accommodate the other teams getting in their games before 5 o'clock, and it causes a lot of problems, and it almost makes me wish that we could wipe out all mosquitoes.
You wish that scenario I presented to you were true.
But I'm not ready to. I don't have much to give.
But
wouldn't you give it all?
Ecosystem, and don't
listen,
they do something good?
Listen. This is my weird fantasy about mosquitoes. Don't bring facts into it. They're not going to help.
I live in an area where there's a high level of mosquitoes in my particular neighborhood, and I cannot see any ecological benefit to what they do.
No.
Except maybe the fish and the frogs that eat them.
I'll take my chances.
Find something else.
Yeah, I'll take my chances.
I'll buy them all Happy Meals.
What other stories that we have that you've been looking at non-football?
I mean, I guess the early stuff would be some of the golf teams are off to a good season.
Golf, you say?
Yes, golf.
Could there be a greater? I mean, what a great sport to be a high school kid and be on the golf team. Like, what's your sport? We play golf. Oh yeah. Really? Yeah. All day? Just golf?
Especially when you have some of the really good teams that we have around here.
But I mean, you get to go play golf. Golf's fun, right?
If you're good at it,
do you have to carry your own bag?
Not for me at all.
I think the kids do, yeah.
Okay, well, that makes it less fun.
Old Rochester is undefeated.
Okay, congratulations, Old Rochester.
8-0, maybe 9-0 by the time you guys see that.
10 years.
Yeah,
they're always good. They're always good. I found out tonight Bishop Stang is still undefeated.
Congratulations, Bishop Stang Golfers.
As of Wednesday night. So they're doing well. At Apponequet, they have one loss. Their loss was to Old Rochester. So
congratulations, Apponequet Golfers.
It seems like there's a lot of exciting golf teams out there, that are doing well. Boys soccer, we got New Bedford. They're undefeated.
Aren't they off to?
It's
scored like 25 goals or something in 5 games.
No, that's 25.
Didn't they open up with back-to-back 8-0 wins?
2 8-0 wins, and then I think it was 4 or 5-0.
Wow.
Actually, there was one 8-1 win. The only goal that they gave up was an own goal.
Wow.
So, and they actually have. It's not Ferreira who is leading them this year. Offensively.
In points?
Yes. Well, I guess overall in points he is, but not scoring goals. Okay. It's Tiago Dorado. I hope I'm saying that right. Yeah, he's leading them this year. I don't know exactly what his total is right now. But he is leading them. And then Westport's also undefeated for boys soccer. So they're having another good year, and their Ferreira is leading them in scoring.
We gotta get that New Bedford Westport Ferreira battle on somehow.
Yeah, somehow.
They don't play though.
We should have them come here and play out front.
In this room?
No, out front. We have a little bit of a field out there.
That would be quite a spectacle.
I have a net. I'll bring in my net. I'll volunteer.
We're gonna look into that, but that's probably against MIA rules. The MIA might sue us for revenue if that happened.
Especially after listening to that.
Yeah. I'm sure the MIA, they're quite used to getting bashed. I mean, there's not a lot of glowing. Love the MIA pieces. This is
the newspaper that Buddy Thomas writes for.
Yeah.
So they're kind of already used to that.
Yeah, he likes the MIA gets a little bashed.
Also,